What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. This is Lucid Prophecy Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Lucid Prophecy Tarot, and I took a slight break on the love readings because I feel like everybody needs an energetic pick-me-up because it's been a lot of weird energy moving through the readings. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a collective reading. We're gonna do air, fire, water, and earth. I'm gonna pull an oracle card and read to y'all that oracle card. So maybe that this will help boost your energy so that you can bring in a more healthy energy in regards to romance or something, or life in general. All right, let's start with air, okay? So this is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Please give me an oracle card for Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We'll read that to you. All right. It says nourishment of the soul here. So you guys can look at that while I find a page with number 32. Okay. Pacha Karmak, nourishment of the soul. You are granted the gifts of fertility, creativity, and earthly abundance to support all needs for nourishing body, mind, and soul, and to live your life fully and be capable of manifesting your divine purpose. Give yourself permission to be nourished. This includes your body, also providing your heart, your mind, and your soul with what they are hungry for, meaning sweetness, divine love, and permission to be authentic. When you feed yourself that which truly nourishes you, wisely and generously, you shall become one who can also feed the world that which it truly hungers for. So this is giving me love yourself first energy. But let's keep reading. In a reading, explore and experiment with nutritional wisdom which suits your body at this time. Understand that it may change over time. Remember that caring for the needs of your body is more important and spiritually maturing than trying to force your body to meet the expectations of a belief system outside of yourself. Don't starve yourself of what you need on any level of your being, including peace, solitude, love, time spent in spiritual communion, artistic expression, and nutrition. Nourishment. Answers are coming for your questions about all forms of nourishment, including nutrition. So do not give up when you are so close to finding your way. I kept picking up stuff about food in my readings too. If you have been struggling with your needs being met on some level, a blessing is given to help you into more nourishing and abundant situation in all areas of your life. So that's excellent, air signs. The spiritual guidance is, so many human beings around the world suffer from undernourishment on physical, emotional, and psychological levels. Being fed more of what you need and being fed of what you don't need cannot satisfy hunger. The cells and the soul cry out for what will truly satisfy that hunger and stave off starvation. The quest for the profound, vitalizing, and satisfying experience of genuine spiritual presence is part of this. Pachakarmak is known as the father of the world in the Peruvian Ichma culture, which preceded the Inca tradition. He is the provider of the gift of agriculture. Part of his mythic story is that in creating the first man and woman, he forgot to create food for them. Also, when the man died, the woman cursed Pachakarmak, accusing him of neglect. In response, the god made her fertile. A symbolic level of this story tells of the need for sacred rage towards neglect and creative resourcefulness that we can generate only when we get angry enough to demand healing change. Food is a matter of spiritual importance. I would recommend go watching that Demon's Gate tourist video as well, because I do I'll speak on that. Without proper nourishment, which heals the body, illuminates and informs the mind and fortifies the soul, we undermine a healthy relationship between the spirit, the mind, and the body. If the body is out of balance and the mind is filled with fear, then the attempts of the spirit to move your life in the correct direction will be met with resistance, anger, and defiance. Denying the needs of the body out of a misplaced sense of spiritual consciousness is not going to further our spiritual case on this planet. Your sacred companions for your spirit this lifetime, your body, your mind, and your soul, cannot fulfill their part of divine destiny if they are not properly nourished. This requires unlearning the social pressures that dominate the body and mind, and practicing guidance and responsiveness that has at its heart discipline, balance with love. That has at its heart discipline, balance with loving relationships. Step by step with moderation rather than fanaticism, and by experimenting with what suits you rather than what suits another, are ways to work with nourishment wisely. This may include changing our habits of food consumption to ethical, organic, local, or sustainable produce as much as we can. It may be about willingness to redefine convenience, to include that which contributes to health rather than that which only saves time. It may also include noticing that we consume in the form of entertainment and information, and figuring out if it is really helping or hindering our spiritual growth. True spirituality is joyful and playful. It is not dour, and it is certainly not about no longer having fun. What you will find as your spirit grows more present in your body and mind is that your sense of what used to be fun may not be so anymore. You may need something that brings more joy into your heart and into your world. Finding what works for you can only happen as you begin to listen to the body, to your mind, and to your soul. Listening as if your spirit was a caring and wise parent. Studies have shown that cows will naturally gravitate to the healthiest and most nutritionally rich grasses. Nature knows how to nourish and heal itself. Our bodies can guide us towards what it needs for healing, as can our soul. As we recondition ourselves to listen rather than demand, we tap into the healing guidance of the divine feminine dwelling within us. What you derive pleasure from consuming as a physical, emotional, and psychological level will help shift the relationship to yourself. Rather than it being an act of will to be healthy, as you move towards what brings you authentic fulfillment, it will begin to feel like an act of pleasure. Then you will be turning nourishment into a sacred act of honoring the gift of your body, mind, and soul. Air signs. So that's what I have for you. A mantra you can say is, I am grateful for this gift of mind, body, and soul. And may I be assisted in all ways to discover the best and most beautiful ways to nourish all aspects of myself. I am grateful for this gift of mind, body, and soul. May I be assisted in all ways to discover the best and most beautiful ways to nourish all aspects of myself. Amen. Shit. Okay, air signs, I'm going to move on. That was long. High water signs. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. This is going to be your oracle card. Pick me up, okay? You got El Has, Divine Might Foretold. So you can look at this while I read it to you. You know what is correct. You understand that any gain which comes from denying your values and compromising yourself creates a loss of soul. There are times when it may seem as though people who act without integrity are obtaining benefit without negative repercussions. Life can seem unfair if you limit yourself to a strictly human perspective, yet nothing escapes the attention of the spiritual worlds. Restorative action and balancing fairness is always in action at a higher level. According to divine timing and wisdom, stay true to your integrity. Put your faith in divine justice and you will win in a way that brings benefit to many. In a reading, don't let yourself down with behavior or attitudes that are unworthy of you. You have divinity within you and a right to be in the world with dignity, grace, and integrity. whether in a small matter or of apparent insignificance to anyone other than yourself, or in big matters where you feel your soul or perhaps the souls of others are on the line. Integrity will be your saving grace. You can be kind of heart, but also firm, as you refuse to allow anyone or anything to convince you that lowering your standards of acceptable behavior is warranted. Be in right relationships with yourself and the divine. Justice will always be done, whether you see it happening or not. Put your faith in the good and true, and you will successfully continue on your path. Others are relying on you to be your true self more than you realize. You are strong enough to live with honor. The Norse runic teachings of Elhaz brings elk wisdom. This is the sole quality of integrity, which places you on the right side of the spiritual laws of the universe. In the Norse tradition, the qualities of personal luck, grace, power, and energy, and the ability to succeed are known as hamangja. This oracle foretells an increase in your hamangja and your capacity to impart your spiritual energy into your communities. This puts you in a position of increasing power and influence, which your integrity will help you express wisely. In a position of spiritual influence, you will sometimes end up standing apart from others who may demonstrate less inner strength. By refusing to compromise what you know is true, you will be able to uplift those who are ready to go beyond legal imitations, greed, laziness, and boredom. Or this is you. You can bring about a new understanding that one standard of living is more about personal ownership of possessions. Rather, it is about the inner state of our being and how we choose to live the life we have been given. Your influence is not about encouraging others to make the same choices that you have made yourself, but about learning to honor their own integrity to make their own wise decisions. In this way, you become a spiritual protector and guardian of those in your communities, helping each individual to grow to their own soul journey. Elk urges us to care for and protect each other. We are urged to be firm about what is just and what is not correct, and yet also to be merciful and have compassion in our heart. For we are human beings who will stumble. If we are courageous enough to pursue a path of justice and truth, the Divine Father, an aspect of which elk wisdom expresses through the qualities of justice, nobility, and integrity, will support and encourage us. The moment we are moved to harshness, even if we believe it is in pursuit of a noble cause, we lose our spiritual footing, compromise our values of mercy and compassion, and undermine our strength of leadership. In this advanced spiritual citizenship, we recognize that our empowerment comes from our consciousness. We use our will to uphold that consciousness, not to attempt to dominate another, but to evoke a quality of soul that inspires others towards taking their own healing actions. Elk wisdom will, at some stage, bring us into a testing period, which we will feel challenged. We may question or be questioned as to whether we are being realistic or if we should just adopt some lower frequency approach as most others seem to do. In your heart, however, you know that the moment you do this, you would lose yourself. As we pass through this initiation of elk wisdom, we will get to a place where, without any loss of passion for the healing outcome we desire, we realize that if we are willing to sell our soul to obtain results, then we have lost, not won. At this level of internal spiritual integrity, the divine can rely upon you to be a faithful helper in this world for loving higher purpose. You are trustworthy, a true devotee to wisdom, and so the appearance of Elhaz foretells a successful and visible soul mission for you in this lifetime. Say the following aloud if you want, a mantra or something. I honor the Supreme Divine Father with love in my heart. and I want to please, for I know that this is my purpose. Okay. All of that you don't necessarily have to read, but this. I honor the Supreme Divine Father with my love and my heart. I want to please because I know that that is my divine purpose. I dedicate my heart and my will to my divine purpose and soul and spiritual care and protection. I honor the Supreme Divine Father with love in my heart. I want to please because I know that that is my divine purpose. I dedicate my heart and my will to my spiritual purpose and to my soul to your spiritual care and protection. May I treasure the gift of integrity that enables me to feel for the truth of presence through my choices and actions. May I treasure the gift of integrity that enables me to feel for the truth of your presence through my choices and actions. May I treasure the gift of integrity that enables me to feel for the truth of your presence through my choices and actions. All right, water signs, that's all I have for you. Bye. Hey, fire sign, this is your oracle message, okay? This is the circle cross of Tenon. All right, you can look at it while I read it to you. Your plans and purposes are in alignment with greater cosmic forces. Whether you see it coming or not, things will fall into place, and what you have been working towards will come into fruition. A rare intersection of heaven and earth will result in a precious manifestation of grace. The divine shall correct the situation that is in need of a realignment. Fear not. Pray boldly and be faithful. All is well. Your soul is a facilitator of sacred union between the spiritual realm. All right, let's try to finish this message, okay? Your soul is a facilitator of sacred union between the spiritual realms and the earthly world. Whether you do this as an artist, a healer, an activist, a priestess, or shaman, or in some other way, honor your path and purpose. Take care of yourself and prioritize your spiritual life according to the practices and methods that help you remain open, connected, and grounded, with your heart open to great spirit and moved by love for our earth. You are a part of a team of souls working to keep the balance of light on our planet intact, accessible, and vital. Offer yourself to the divine plan without holding anything back, and know that you shall be helped in countless ways. Just as you offer your own will and talent to the sacred purpose of healing in this world. The guidance is there are times when heaven and earth align, and the power unleashed is considerable. People rally and situations fall into place, as if by a miracle. Patience, persistence, effort, and energy finally come together and create a tangible goodness that takes shape in the world. It can be unexpected. You may even almost have given up hope. Then suddenly everything comes together. The circle cross of Tenon is a sign of such happenings in your world. A moment of powerful grace where spirit makes its presence felt upon the earth. The hawk is typically a solar creature, thriving in the light, and yet there are some hawks that are able to hunt by night. You are like the rare lunar hawk, and are one who is of the light, yet can move through the darkness successfully. You have enough spiritual light within you to be able to see your way through lies and deception, and find the truth that you seek. What you are seeking is meant to be yours by divine right. Keep up the process of growth and inquiry, and it will come to you at the right moment, according to higher spiritual laws. Through the operation of spiritual grace, the priestess, who is the one who bridges heaven and earth, dwells within the lunar pyramid of the ancient city of Teotihuacan, known as Tenon. With the circle cross as her guide, she intuitively knows and how to call for heavenly assistance and grace for all living beings. This is her spiritual responsibility, to keep the channels between heaven and earth not only open, but healthy and robust, active and stable. Why? Because she is capable of doing so. This is your sacred role. Pray. Hold on. Unconditionally loving divine. Pray to the unconditionally loving divine source for all events, for all beings. Take active steps to fulfill your destiny and to be the living channel for spiritual grace that you are destined to be. Okay. Interesting. All right. That's all for you. Fire signs. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. And next, we're moving on to Earth. All right, Earth signs. This is your message. Blessings of the divine or supreme being. Aloha ke akua. Aloha ke akua. The divine is love. The supreme being, which all life emanates, manifests a blessing for you. The realm of the heart is love's temple. When you enter the heart, you gain access to the Great One and to the mana, the power, the authority, grace, and magnetism needed to manifest your divine destiny. Trust in what's meant for you. Surrender doubt and disconnection in favor of love and respect for the Great One. And you shall live your true destiny with joy in your heart. Love can and will conquer all. In a reading, a blessing is coming to you now. Things do not need to be complicated. When you are confusing yourself with too many variables, too much information, or fear or doubt, focusing on filling your heart with love and let everything else go. The Great One will handle all matters of your life if you open your heart to divine guidance and let go with faith. This will not make you passive. Rather, it will allow you to feel inspired to take only the most helpful actions. This oracle indicates an answered prayer and that the Divine One has you covered in a situation of concern to you. You are healing and deepening your relationship with the Divine. You have an empowered and open heart that is capable of receiving divine presence. This is a sacred gift that must be protected. Protect the temple of your heart from becoming clouded by fear or lack of forgiveness. The purity and strength of your heart flows from your loving relationship with the Supreme Being. Whatever your image of that may be, allow yourself to trust unconditionally in your divine relationship, and your affairs will work out beautifully. Sometimes we sense a significant purpose for our lives, a task that could benefit the greatest good. Or there may simply be an issue that you know you need to confront in order to grow spiritually, but your mind is afraid to let go. In such moments of doubt or concern, or even in those perhaps slightly rarer moments where you may feel like a super being, capable of anything at all, it is important to remember the truth about the role of the Supreme Being in our hearts and in our lives. We need to do our parts to fulfill our destiny, and the Great One needs us to trust and allow for divine love to be our nourishment, divine grace to be our empowerment. The truth is, we cannot fulfill our divine destinies without mana. This is the authority, grace, and power that the divine has instilled within us, which will continue to help us cultivate and express through guidance that we feel in our hearts. For every purpose that has been given to you, there is also the divine gift of the power to accomplish it. It is only through divine relationships that we can tap into these gifts and make the sacred purpose for our lives a reality in the world. You are one of the souls with a purpose and a heart big enough to be concerned about the spiritual vitality of many. True spiritual purpose like this cannot be condensed into a job. It is a way of being. When you recognize that the Great One is in all things, his power beyond what the intellect can understand, and is generous and empowering of the purpose of all souls, then you will be ready to express and grow your mana, your holy power in the world. There is a purpose for which you were born. Time and events shall converge to bring you to all that you need for fulfillment of this purpose. You shall gain all the benefit and be protected from the derailment as you deepen your heart connection to the Supreme Being, who is love. Cast aside anger, fear, disappointment, and judgment. If you feel hesitant to trust because of certain ideas or past experiences, talk to the Great One about those things and ask to be shown how to find peace and understanding that helps you become open to intimacy with the divine. If you have to break through some barriers of mind and heart to love the divine more fully, ask and help in doing so boldly. Acknowledge the divinity of the hand that works through you. Do not lay false claim to the wonders that will flow, as that would simply scare your mind and close your heart as it wonders how could it ever do it again. Instead, revel in the feelings of the safety, strength, and tenderness that your soul when you allow yourself to pay due reverence to the great beloved. All right, Earth sign, that has been your message. So I do hope that this has been helpful to you guys. I'm going to go through and put some timestamps. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and hopefully after embodying these messages, the love readings will be a little bit more positive. All right. This has been Lucid Prophecy Tarot. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye.